If your Keurig coffee maker is frozen, not responding to the buttons, refusing to brew, or acting strangely after a power interruption, a reset may help. But before you begin, there is one important thing to understand. Keurig does not use one universal factory reset procedure for every coffee maker. Different Keurig models have different controls, so the safest approach is to start with a basic power reset and only use special button combinations when they are specifically listed for your model. Start by removing any K-Cup pod from the brewer and make sure there is enough fresh water in the reservoir. Now turn the coffee maker off using the power button if your model has one. Unplug the Keurig from the wall outlet and leave it disconnected for at least 30 seconds. If the machine has been behaving erratically, you can leave it unplugged for a few minutes. After waiting, plug the coffee maker directly back into a working wall outlet. Avoid using an overloaded extension cord or power strip. Turn the brewer on again. Depending on the model, you may need to press the power button. Some newer Keurig machines can also wake up when you press a brew button or lift and lower the handle. Now check the control panel. If the lights have returned to normal and the buttons are responding, run a cleansing brew without a K-Cup pod. Place a large mug on the drip tray, close the handle, and select a normal brew size. The machine should draw water from the reservoir and dispense hot water into the mug. If it completes this cycle, normally, the reset has probably cleared the temporary problem. On a Keurig K-Express, for example, Keurig's official troubleshooting information recommends first turning the coffee maker off and back on when the controls are not responding. If that does not help, disconnecting the brewer from power for about 30 seconds can be used as another troubleshooting step. However, don't confuse a power reset with other Keurig button combinations. For example, many Keurig models have a special Descale Mode. On the K-Express, the brewer is powered off while still plugged in, and the 8-ounce and 12-ounce buttons are held together for 3 seconds to enter Descale Mode. That is not a factory reset, it simply starts the descaling procedure. Other models use completely different combinations, so randomly holding several buttons may put your Keurig into a maintenance mode instead of resetting it. If your machine turns on but only brews a partial cup, resetting the electronics may not be the solution. On the K-Express, Keurig provides a specific water purge procedure for partial brewing. With the coffee maker powered off, the 12-ounce button can be held for about 5 seconds until water begins dispensing. Once the water starts flowing, release the button and allow the purge to finish. You can then restart the coffee maker. Again, this is model specific. Do not assume that the same button works on every Keurig. If your brewer has been stored for a long time or has not been used for several days, Keurig also recommends running a cleansing brew before making coffee. And if the problem is slow brewing, reduced water flow, or only part of the selected amount reaching your cup, cleaning may be more useful than resetting. Coffee grounds can block the entrance or exit needles, while mineral deposits can accumulate inside the water system. Keurig recommends regular cleaning and descaling to prevent these problems. So if your Keurig powers on normally but still does not brew correctly after a reset, inspect and clean the pod holder and needles, check that the water reservoir is properly seated, and descale the brewer if necessary. A reset will not repair a physical blockage or remove mineral deposits. You should also understand what a reset cannot fix. If your Keurig has absolutely no power, confirm that the wall outlet works and check that the machine is plugged in correctly. If it still remains completely dead, there may be an electrical or internal component problem. If the machine repeatedly shuts down, leaks water, makes unusual electrical noises, smells burned, or trips a circuit breaker, unplug it and stop using it. Those symptoms require diagnosis rather than repeated resets. So, the basic Keurig reset procedure is simple. Turn the brewer off, unplug it, wait at least 30 seconds, plug it back into a working outlet, turn it on, and run a water-only cleansing brew. For many temporary electronic problems, that is all you need. But remember that Keurig makes many different brewers, including the K-Express, K-Mini, K-Supreme, K-Elite, K-Café, and K-Dew, and their controls are not identical. If the basic reset does not solve the problem, identify the exact model printed on your coffee maker and follow the troubleshooting procedure in its official Keurig user guide. That way, you can avoid using the wrong button combination and determine whether your Keurig actually needs a reset, a cleaning, a descale, or a repair.